Thank you very much, Rory, and thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. My name is Simon. I'm a customer experience manager at EnBW. I'm working there since like 7 years. I used to work in the innovation management, and a few years ago, I changed to the corporate real estate management, where I developed or still developing metrics about UX and try to turn feedback into UX code. So today, I want to briefly tell you what corporate real estate management and UX get to do with each other. All right. First of all, a quick overview about our company. EnBW, or briefly EnBW, is Energie Baden-Württemberg. We are Germany's second largest energy provider with a total installed power of roughly 11,000 megawatt, thereof more than 50% renewable energy. And we also provide electricity grids. So the total length of grids or cables is about 150,000 kilometers. We supply 5.5 million B2C customers, not only with electricity, there are also other services we provide, like gas, of course, like everything around energy, but also charging grid infrastructure for electric vehicles, and stuff like this with mobility as well. In total, EnBW employs 30,400 people. That's still increasing. Briefly about our department, the corporate real estate management. We are 250 employees. We manage about 150 estates of EnBW, in total 13,000 parcels. But we also we also provide other services as our booking portal for business travel for the business travels, and also meeting rooms and the software for that. More to that a little bit later. But last year it was like 19,000 booked hotels through our portal and about 9,500 hours of meeting in our conference room. Yeah. So what do we do exactly? Our department is now, I would say, divided into several so-called value streams, where the first one is the workplace design. They take care about concepts, realization of workplaces, event management, also like furnishing the workplaces, of course, and also some strategic projects like Best Work, where the company figured out or tried to develop different concepts for offices after the COVID pandemic. So like, how is it best to work together, like hybrid? What happens if too many people come back to the office, and so on. Our second value stream is the customer-oriented value-added services. That's like services which are provided around the building for all the employees, like the core services, print center, digitalization or scanning of documents, the ID card offices for the employees' IDs, also stuff like mails and good logistics, and the archive, plus the, as I mentioned, the business travel management and also the pool vehicles for our company. The third one, real estate operations, is probably the one you mostly associate with corporate real estate management. They take care of stuff like the facility management, keeping the buildings in shape, also the technical property management, and also stuff like damage reports, like everything around the building. Also topics like sustainability, so that we don't use too much energy and keep on track with the CO2 print. The security, as it says, it takes care of every security matters around the buildings and also events. They plan this and they also do the risk prevention. The two second value streams, project development, portfolio and asset management, they take care about like actual buildings and building them. So like, as I said, we don't have real customers outside the company. So our customers are either the employees or other departments or daughter companies. So if one of them, like the net provider, for example, has the demand for a new workshop for the apprentices, they come to us. The portfolio management checks, okay, do we have like either a building or a premise in our portfolio where you can either use it already or build one? And if you have to build one, you go to project development. They identify the exact needs, come up with a solution design up to like the final building. Briefly. So all of this can be put into a value chain as there are the value streams. So we take care from everything, like from procuring the property, basically until the utilization of the property, which can be demolition or sale, within a lot of steps in between, like the furnishing the building, operation, and so on. And as you can see, there are already some customers involved, which leads, of course, to the question, why UX in the corporate real estate management actually plays a role. How is it connected? Why is it important? So yeah, as I told, we have many employees, 31,000, which is almost like a small town. And therefore, we also have many contact points since we have a variety of different services. Also, the company strategy, as many companies, I guess, is towards like a more digitalized and more flexible company. And therefore, of course, UX is a big part. And all in all, good UX leads, of course, to process optimization, more employee satisfaction, and therefore efficiency and time savings. And that's why we want to be a customer-centric organization. Now you heard the why and who we are. Well, of course, the biggest question is, okay, how do we do it? Or how I at least try to do it. Yeah, so I developed like this or put this together. I call it something like the 4 pillars of UX in our department. The first one is also the speaker before me told is a cultural topic like education and enabling, because I think it's, of course, I already know this, but I cannot carry the whole department on my own. So it's definitely important to enable the people and to educate them that they get like the point of UX, that it's important to work with the customer in the center, and also maybe get an idea of which methods there exist. How do I do this? 2 years back, I developed this regular lecture format. It's called in English UX on Wednesdays, German UX am Mittwoch. There used to be this TV show, it was called Rap am Mittwoch, which was about hip hop. So I thought this might be a funny name. Maybe someone from the German audience knows it. Anyways, so every 2 months, I think, or every 1 month, it depends. I take like some topic of this whole world from the UX and try to, do put together like half an hour to 45 minutes talks, not only like a deep dive, but also like just to make them people understand like, okay, what it is, how does it work, and most important thing, how can we actually apply it to our daily work and what is the benefit for us. So far, I did like, this is a couple of them, there's a little bit more, but so I started really basic with, okay, what is UX? What might be the differences with UX and UI, or what do they have in common? Because I think there is always a lot of buzzwords flying around, and this was also kind of a task to clear to clear that, so like there is a common definition of what is what. So the next step, I try to put it up kind of logically, was the topic of jobs to be done, so people can make like desired outcome statements if they want to start a new project, especially on the interfaces to our customers. And also, of course, the topic of customer journeys, like the view of a process out of the perspective from our customers. Therefore, more also later. Also, I talked about usability and this whole thing. What is design thinking? More than a buzzword, but yeah, just to get an idea of what it is, the process as a designer. Like, how do you actually get from the problem to solution with different iterations? Also, I try to make the connection between our value stream organization and a customer-centered organization, or customer journeys in this case, and also more hands-on topic like how to do user testings. So yeah, we're still working on that format, and now we are also we got together with some other departments and try to make like a more a bigger format for also other employees, not only my department, so connect and to find common ground there. The next pillar of the 4, which is also in the title, the KPI measurement. We worked quite a lot on that, or quite a long time, until we found like the perfect, which might not be the perfect KPI for our department. So in the beginning, there was like one questionnaire, and we started with doing the NPS, like the Net Promoter Score. So to see like, okay, how plausible is that you recommend our services to a friend or colleague. You probably know this. But we got the idea, okay, since we are the only real estate management our company, this might not be the right value since you cannot recommend us to anyone. So we came up with the customer satisfaction score, which is the division, the sum of all ratings divided by the number of all ratings as our key KPI. And also not only the average one, but also the percentage one to see like, okay, how in this case, 76% voted us higher than 3 at least. Also, we do like a questionnaire for every value stream to see like, okay, how do they perform? How many people do answer there? We thought about like just taking the average of all of them, but as you can see, there are different amount of people answering, since not everyone got to deal with the portfolio management on a daily basis. So it would not be fair if you just take the average. On the right-hand side, as an example, like you can see this questionnaire for real estate operations in this case. But what we try to achieve with this questionnaire is not only like the quantitative data, but also qualitative data. So we added this question, which is like, okay, how after every value stream, how could we improve our services so you would give us a better grade? And this is basically our main source of qualitative feedback from the whole company, besides customer interviews with single persons. And unfortunately, I had to blur some stuff, but we also started now or running like it with AI to see like, okay, how many people are not happy with, I don't know, broken light bulbs, for example, and thereof we can actually see which next action steps we have to take as a department to increase the customer satisfaction. There you can also see, because we, as I told, we don't have only one building or one office, but we have quite a lot. Where of them, Karlsruhe and Stuttgart are the biggest ones. So we also try to figure out about which topic in which office the people answered how, to see like, okay, we have to improve And yeah, as you can see already, there is a big difference between already Stuttgart and Karlsruhe. So there are different actions to take, different offices. Also, another KPI, which is more about the UX on itself, which we try or now are now trying to implement. Maybe you heard about it, the UX maturity assessment, where there are like 8 different categories by which you can rate how mature in regards to UX your company or department already is. Stuff like, okay, how advanced is your journey management? How are the skills? How is the culture with people and capabilities? Are there roles and processes which are working? How do you work with customer insights? Is there a steering mechanism? Do you take KPIs? Do you steer your department with customer KPIs? Which tools do you use? And so on. So yeah, if you do this like in a questionnaire or in workshops, you can also actually get like this letter and this rating. This is just an example. I hope we are a little bit further than just emerging. Yeah, where your department's at and where you have to maybe increase some topics to get one step further in the ladder. The third pillar we are working with, or which plays a big role, are customer journeys. So yeah, I told you that we have this value stream, but we also, of course, have like different smaller customer journeys, and it's always quite challenging to see like, okay, where do people actually have the first touch point with us? Is it like the intranet page, or is it the booking portal for pool cars and so on? And yeah, through which of our value streams they actually go. And of course, the emotional component, like how do they feel, and where can we improve that? We started a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, to do this like in different workshops, on the one hand with the experts, but also with the customers. While our next challenge is the customer service blueprint. You might also have seen it, which is kind of an advanced version of the customer journey, less about the emotional components, but also the technical ones. Since we have quite an already advanced process management, we try maybe through this perspective to get together these 2 layers of customer journey and the processes, since like basically in my opinion the customer journey is just another perspective of a process. So it's like the visible perspective, the front stage, and where the customer actually interacts, while the processes kind of take care of the invisible activity or the support activities. Yes. Also, as I mentioned, the value streams and the customer journeys, in my opinion, work pretty well together, since value streams is a part of lean management, which is somehow also connected to customer journey. So value streams are a central element of it, and they show the end-to-end process across the whole value chain, while customer journeys really help to understand the customer needs. Also, it's a great tool for analyzing the experience along this value chain. So the one can contribute to improving processes that impacts customer experience, while the other one provides valuable insights for this process optimization. And of course, all 3 are interconnected and definitely can contribute to optimizing processes and also enhance customer satisfaction. Our 4th pillar, last but not least, is the implementation. So like, the first 3 ones were a lot about transparency, finding out user needs, understanding our company, understanding the processes, the value chain, the customer journeys. But yeah, we also have a lot of, through this transparency, a great backlog of actions to actually improve it, which can be simple stuff or small stuff, like yeah, changing light bulbs maybe, for example, or repairing or fixing the heaters, but also, of course, more difficult stuff, which is about actual software development or yeah, bigger actions definitely. So therefore, we use the continuous improvement process, which is this PDCA, the plan, do, check, act circle, where you plan different actions. Then you, while the doing part already includes this implementation again, then you check it, for example, by our customer, our customer service, while there can be also a continuous act. And with this, you definitely can improve your company step by step. Looks a little bit abstract, so I have this as our example. This is our central tool. We built it, I think, with Microsoft List or Power Apps, where we have like all the different actions, also a state, and also the goal. So we don't only use it for customer satisfaction, but also for our other topics as sustainability, digitalization, process optimization, efficiency, and so on and so on. So we have like one central tool for all our improvements. Yeah. Also, we work there with a prioritization, so we can see, okay, this is new. This is directly applicable. So yeah, we can actually work with a roadmap. And on the right-hand side, you see the different owners. So who in the end is responsible for also working on this improvement. Yes. We already have quite a good base for further steps, or I think we're on a pretty good way to a more customer-centered organization, but we still have some stuff ahead, of course. So like still we're working on a pretty good working or solid customer journey management system. So it's kind of everyone can see all the time, okay, where are the problems of the customers, and this needs to be really well connected with the processes. So the cultural topic, we have this really great platform in our company where you can sign up for all different kind of courses for free, of course. And there we're trying, or we're gonna provide together with another department such a learning journey, which is a different, like a several step course, including some lectures like this one, but also some more interactive parts like workshops. And also, of course, we need to buy in the leadership. Not that they are not already bought in, but I think they also need really to understand like how our value streams, where they are responsible for, are connected with our customer journey management. Yeah, so that's basically our 3 next steps, what we try to work on. That was it. I thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you learned something new, maybe at least about the real estate and the connection to user experience. And now I'm looking forward to your questions.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Simon. Yeah, it was a really nice kind of tour through all of the different processes that you're doing. And to be honest, it seems like quite a lot.
Yeah, it is.
My initial reaction. So yeah, I'll jump in with that as the first question, because you were talking about all of those, I can't remember the term you use, education sessions that you run.
Yes. Yeah.
Education.
Wednesdays UX.
Wednesdays UX. So how much that looks like to me, a lot of effort has gone into producing those to make sure that they're high quality. So how do you balance, I guess, preparing for sessions like that versus doing the day job?
I mean, of course, like, I have some guys who help me out, like working students, which do part of the work. But I also think, since I also hold this kind of lectures on universities, you always have like the next one always gets a step easier since you already have a great base where you, or great pool at least, where you can take some stuff from. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I try to do it really regular. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's also like, okay, if I see there is like a topic coming up, or which might be important, then I try to focus my time on that one before a new lecture. Yeah.
Excellent. And the other one that kind of burning question that I wanted to ask was the customer journeys and the customer blueprints. I love the fact that you're doing both of them because they're kind of two different angles on the same problem.
They are.
But what I've seen in my experience is often teams will put a huge amount of effort into building out a library or building out a backlog of all of these kind of journeys and blueprints, but they struggle to get them kind of adopted in the day-to-day working of the organization. So how have you gone about, I guess it's the biggest fear of all researchers, that your research sits on a shelf and looks pretty.
Yeah, it is. And that's like basically that's my, I think, like the biggest question so far, since of course there are lots of different customer management tools. We also do use them, but the thing is, the people who actually have to use them, I mean, of course I use them, but the people who implement the actions in their daily work, they also have to understand them and to use them. So sometimes, I mean, in our company, I saw now that there are people working with Excel sheets, I think, but also because then it's machine readable, so you actually can work with AI on that again. But yeah, that's definitely kind of challenging that you that you have to get this somehow together. I think I work with something like Miro boards or our comparable tool to Miro boards. So people, because I think, okay, people can create them there on their self, or you can help them create them in different kind of workshops. They know this tool, they're used to it, and they use it on a daily basis.
Okay, excellent. And how do you, I guess the second half of it, like, so you're obviously trying to get it engaged by making it as easy as possible. How do you maintain them?
I mean, I try now. Basically, I have a group of experts around me, which are not technically UX designers, but they are engaged with the customers and with their value streams. And so I try to, like, on a regular base, to engage them, like, hey guys, please make sure that you and your team take care of those customer journeys. Yeah, that's how I try to do this. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a tough one because people sometimes get so focused on the delivery, they forget to go back and update all the reference documentation.
Yes, they do.
Excellent. Well, that actually brings us to time. So I just want to thank you once again, Simon, for sharing your experience.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.